In today's episode of Mainly Games, we review Off the Shelf, Blitzkrieg, and Off the Press, Haunted Mansion, Duke of Nukes, and Caesar. We also, at the end, we take a look at games that we strongly dislike. That's going to be fun. Let's get started. Welcome to Mainly Games. I'm Joey.
And I'm Alex.
And we're back with another podcast.
We are.
Hopefully this time with less strumming.
Yeah, I think it was because my mic stand was hitting the table because I'm really short. And so my problem was I had pulled the mic stand to kind of get closer to me. And now I'm like right here on the edge of the table. So hopefully we have solved the problem.
Yes. For you that don't know what we're talking about, last episode...
I was going to say, you could just go back and listen to the last episode.
In post,
yes,
I heard this like occasional like rapping like, and I was like, "What is happening?
It was the
haunted?
ghost knocking."
Yeah, and it's just like I thought. Okay, so Alex is like, okay, so if it's just there for the beginning, so I tried to remove it for the first 30 seconds, and it just randomly would show up.
Yes, there was no rhyme or reason.
There wasn't, and it just the entire episode. So
Yeah.
I silenced it when she wasn't talking, and then sometimes when she's talking, you hear the ghost of the rapping come back. Yeah, Tupac, Ghost of the Rapping.
There you go.
But it was
throwing a Tupac reference in.
I know, that's our first
Whoa,
Tupac reference.
so hip.
Gonna mark it in the baby book. Ow. All right, so normally we talk about movies right now, but there's a lull for us.
There's not like a particular reason why we haven't seen movies. We just have not seen movies.
Now, that is not exactly true. Today we did watch Daddy Daycare.
We did. True.
Yes.
But I guess I wouldn't say that's a recent movie.
Yeah, it's not a recent
No.
movie. We actually posted on Facebook looking for a good family movie to
Yeah.
watch because, as we mentioned last time, we're going through Lost in Space, which is great, but I kind of wanted a movie night. And then people mentioning Canto and all those
Yep.
things, but then somebody brought up some of the old ones like Daddy Daycare, and I'm like, man, forgot about Daddy Daycare.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's really funny.
It's cute,
Yeah,
you know?
it's really cute. And Lacey Chabert, who's now like of Hallmark fame, was one of the extras.
Hallmark fame.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's Hallmark fame. It's not like fame. It's Hallmark fame.
Those two words very rarely go together.
I know, but Hallmark makes them go together.
Actually, Hallmark used to be fame. That's the way it
I know,
is.
that's the sad truth, isn't it?
But no,
Anyway.
so talk about Daddy Daycare. Like I saw it was made in 2003. And people always talk about 80s movies being good, great, and 90s movies as well. But now I'm realizing the 2000s, those had a good run of just
Good
family
movies.
style
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
Looking back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another one.
I can't think of
cannot.
one.
But since Daddy Daycare was out, I remember there's a lot more in that genre. I know Cheaper by the Dozen was a Steve Martin
I never saw
one.
that one.
You never did?
No.
That's with Steve Martin and the guy who played Superman in Smallville. And I think there was like Father of the Bride.
That was also when you had like Meet the Parents and Meet the Fockers and all that stuff,
Yes.
right? That
Was
came
that
out.
2000s?
Yeah, that was the 2000s.
Okay, yeah. See, well, I'm not really sure if Meet the Parents is exactly a family movie, but maybe not. I can't. It's been a while. I think I ranked that in there with Something About Mary. So
Yeah, good point.
yeah,
Yep.
so I think it's kind of that whole genre type thing. But anyway, the 2000s I think had some good movies in there. So I'm kind of.
I just did a random Google while you were talking just then, and it
Yes.
says National Treasure.
That was a good one.
Yep, 2004.
Forgot about that
I said
one.
good movies of the early 2000s. I did type family movies, and then I had to refine my search because it was giving me all the Disney movies. So I dropped family. Now
How
it's just,
often were you typing last podcast? Was it? Were you the ghost of the rapper? Was it your keyboard?
I'm not that good
fast, yeah,
typer,
that's
so
true.
there's no way that was me. So this is the other one. It says so National Treasure, and then the second one on the list was Saw. I'm like, I don't know how those two go together, but here we go.
She's
All
5.
right.
I think Saw is more like a 6 or 7-year-old movie.
And then it has Save the Last Dance. I don't know what that is. Then it has Twilight. Then it has The Notebook. Yeah,
This is horrible.
I know.
Yeah.
The first one was good, but other than that, let's just ignore the
I
rest.
may have just retract my statement.
I know.
2000 having good family movies, but I think they're out there. You just have
National
to look
Treasure
past
would be good.
Saw.
Oh, I just knocked the mic stand. That was
That's
it. Was me.
That's
it was me.
We're gonna re-record this podcast now.
Also, what's the one? In the museum. The museum. What's that one?
Night at
That's
the museum.
it. The Night at the Museum. Yes.
That's a good one.
That's
too.
a good one too.
All 4 of them.
I know.
Good. Huh.
Yeah.
That's a good one to go back. Yeah, we'll have to watch that one too. Robin Williams at his best. Really, anything with Robin Williams is fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
That's why we only just saw the Genie, the new Aladdin.
Right.
Because we could not get over the fact that the Genie was not Robin Williams.
No.
Obviously, it couldn't be, but you know.
And I like Will Smith as an actor,
yes.
as everything about him. And I thought it's hard for him to tackle such a epic performance.
Yeah.
But he did a good job because he made himself his own genie, his own type of genie. He didn't try to do what Robin Williams did because you can't.
No.
He nailed that. Kind of like with Jack Nicholson and the Joker. He did so good as the Joker.
Yeah.
Everybody else had to just put their own twist on it.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. When someone's so iconic, you've got to do that.
Yes, definitely. There goes the Keurig. I don't know if you could hear that.
Yes. Yeah. So that's our Keurig.
Yeah.
That is
We've had a bit of a coffee crisis here, so we're being forced to use our Keurig.
Yes. So for you to follow us on Instagram or anything, you see the pictures of, and it's so nice at our game days and stuff. We'll say, hey, do you guys want any hot chocolate or coffee? They'll say no. Then Alex will make one of those hot chocolates with like the whipped cream on top. It's been like
it's froth.
Really,
the froth milk.
The froth milk on top
Yep.
with the sprinkles of cocoa and all this. She'll bring it over and they'll be like, you know what? I'll take one.
Yeah.
It's like it's just
now
such
our gaming
a nice...
group knows what we're doing,
Yes.
and they just put their request in before we even start. They just know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's so. Oh, now we did actually this last Saturday. We actually played D&D.
We did.
We did, and
That was awesome.
and I love D&D. I love the idea of D&D. Because D&D is such a and here's the problem with D&D. Not the problem so much as sometimes D&D people are similar to Warhammer people in the fact that is all they do.
Yep.
A lot of D&D people don't play board games, and vice versa. A lot of board game people don't touch RPGs. There are some in our gaming group that cross over, and that's really cool to see.
Yeah.
I do love both of them.
Me too. D&D is completely different to playing a board game.
It is.
And board games is completely different to D&D. The closest I guess you have is Gloomhaven, but
Right.
And
if you DM, I can see how that could be a huge time suck because you're spending the entire week getting that campaign ready.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But if you're not, then just kind of creating your character or getting a pre-gen, it's fun to do. It's fun to immerse yourself into that.
Absolutely. I loved that, creating the character. That was awesome.
And we had a good DM.
Yes,
he
we did.
was one of those guys that didn't have to control the narrative.
No.
He let the people tell the story.
Which I like too. We could kind of do our own thing, which there were sometimes when we did our own thing too much.
Yeah, there were a lot of red herrings we chased.
Yes, there were a lot. We did.
A 2-hour, we had a guy, Jose came over, and he's been wanting to do D&D for a while. So he's actually the one that helped us install the projector. We have a projector in our game room, and it shines down on the table, so it makes like the virtual map.
Yeah.
And he helped us.
Which was amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jose helped us kind of install that. So he was over. It was his first D&D. Only my third or fourth. I haven't done a lot.
Yeah.
But he loved it. Now, he did tell his wife it would be about 2 or 3 hours. I think that's not true. I told him to tell his wife it would be 2 or 3 hours, but he ended up telling her it's going to be longer. And it was longer because we spent way too long.
We spent like 2 hours in one little room, chasing an orb that had no relevance.
Yeah.
But, that was fine.
By we, that means her. She's like concerned with this orb. The guy's like, it's an orb. And she keeps rolling. She rolls like a nat 20. It's like, okay. He's like, it's shiny. It's like, it had nothing to do with the campaign at all.
But I picked it up and carried it with me the whole time.
Yeah, she did. So anyway, that's what we've been doing. We did the D&D thing and 3D printed some minis and things for that. So it's fun to do D&D every once in a while because you want to kind of break the mold to do something different.
That was fun. It was really fun. I'll do it again.
Yep, exactly. Yep. And we will probably next month or something.
Yep.
And then now this weekend,
I know, this Saturday, just a few days away.
It is our Gamers of the Gulf Coast board game retreat here in Fort Myers. So if you're hearing this, you probably won't make it. It's in 2 days. But if you can, come on by. And if not, check out our Gamers of the Gulf Coast Facebook page to see the next one. We're going to try to do this biannually or quarterly or something like that. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have about 30 or 40 tables, a lot of different games being played.
10 a.m. to midnight.
10 a.m. to midnight.
What is that, 14 hours of gaming?
That is 14 hours of gaming.
How can you beat that?
You can't. You can't.
No.
And we're going to be there Friday night kind of setting things up and
getting it ready.
I don't know what I'm going to get played, but I want to bring out Firefly in the big mat.
Yes.
The big one. And Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. Bring out Terraforming Mars and all that type of that heavy style gaming. So we're going to do that too.
We're going to get balloons, so there's a balloon system so people know.
Yeah. We mentioned that before. We're going to do like, so if people they're looking for players, they have a balloon they set at their table. And that way, the hardest part about game days, more so than gaming conventions, actually gaming conventions as well, is finding a gaming group to walk up and say, hey, is there room for one more? And that whole system really negates that. You can walk up to anywhere with a balloon and say, I'd like to play this.
Yep.
So that's going to be fun.
That's going to be good.
So now we're going to talk Kickstarter news.
Yes. This has been the topic that we go back and forth maybe 2 or 3 times a day.
Yes.
It really depends what mood we're in.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of projects we backed.
Yes.
We did talk about this a couple weeks ago, so we won't go too long in it. There's a couple we're looking at. One is, first of all, the 3D printable Blood Rage board. And I love Blood Rage. Mm-hmm. And now you have not played Blood Rage,
I've not played Blood Rage.
All right. You would like Blood Rage.
I think I would. And I also haven't played Rising Sun.
No.
So that, the 2 of the 3 trilogy,
right.
Yeah, I haven't played 2 of them. So that doesn't really help me.
No, it's one of the 3 Eric Lang games.
Yeah.
And you played Ankh, and you did like that.
I loved Ankh.
But, so Blood Rage, anyway, it's a 3D printed board that when the different pieces disappear or get destroyed in the game, you kind of lift it out. So that's a nice little, it's like a $15 pledge. So we're going to do that. Also,
that's kind of a no-brainer, by the way.
Yeah. Thunder Road Vendetta. That's by Restoration Games, I believe.
Uh-huh.
That one I'm excited about because it's similar to Gaslands meets Mad Max type of thing. And as you know, Restoration Games just kills it.
Oh my goodness, they do a great job. Fireball Island.
Yeah.
Didn't they do Merchants of the Dark Road too? Is that them or is that someone else?
I don't believe so. No,
okay, maybe
no.
someone else. But
no,
yeah,
they did Dark Tower.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yes, thank you.
So anyway, but that one I'm on the fence about. Mm-hmm. I'm backing it for $1. I might go back in later because I'm wondering how much I'm going to do that. It reminds me of we demoed. I don't know if you demoed the game. What is it? Oh, the Vin Diesel movie that has like 10.
Fast and Furious?
Fast and Furious, yeah.
Yes.
Did you demo that at Gen Con? The idea was really good. I watched it the way it was being played. It was really nice.
That was by Funko, right?
Yes, by Funko.
Okay.
I think it needed something extra. I mean, we just demoed it, so we didn't play the full game, so I don't know how it does play. I've got no real desire to play it, just mainly because it didn't have any minis, and it just looked like it was almost there to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, this looks like it's complete in that. And it's just, I like the way Thunder Road Vendetta does it.
Yeah.
So that's one that we're looking at. Mm-hmm. Collab, we did mention that. That's a relaunch. But in Final Girl Series 2, we're going to try to play that. Play Series 1 to see if we can back Series 2. But the big one right now is Marvel's Zombicide.
This is what keeps us up at night.
This, whether to
go all in or not. Oof.
And you know you're going to have regret if you don't go all in.
I know. And Command does a great job of all that Kickstarter exclusives.
They do.
They throw enough in there that pushes you across the edge to back it on Kickstarter because you know you won't get those retail.
Right. And that's... Now, you really need the base game because the base game, the core box comes with so many stretch goals. You're going to need that. But then when you look at this Galactus, the Galactus is cool. He's made his way. If you are into board gaming at all, you have seen this Galactus make its way to everybody.
Yeah.
This is their big marketing campaign to push this $180 Galactus to everybody. But then when you actually move away the excitement for it and you break it down and you think, is this Galactus piece worth $180? And that answer is pretty obvious because we were looking at late backing Scarface 1920, which looked like a great game. And we were
we saw that preview, the demo at Gen Con.
At Gen Con, right.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, do we want this? It's like 130, 140. Like, I don't know if we're going to go with this. But then you look at, we're debating this when you're going to get this Galactus piece for 180. That is for one campaign.
And I was going to say, we are super lucky too. We can 3D print a Galactus later on.
Right.
So for us, it really was a bit of a no-brainer. I think at the moment, at least this is what we've settled on. Who knows, it could change in an hour. But to do the pledge that doesn't include the Galactus, do everything else except that. And that way then we can, go do Scarface 1920 instead.
Yeah, and that's
kind of where we're leading.
I mean,
but
right
who
now,
knows?
there's the two big ones, the all-in pledges, which the way Command works is they're going to put the base thing at the beginning of their campaign.
Yep.
They're going to slowly put on different add-ons.
Yep.
And then at the very end, like when you know it's over is when they put the all-in pledge. So the all-in usually saves, I don't know, $25, $30. but it doesn't usually save that much. I think this one saves 40, but honestly, you save that in one of the add-ons you weren't going to get anyway.
Yeah.
So this one, the main pledge is $430, and then if you want to add Galactus to that, it's $615. So that's about, I don't know, it's about $185 for Galactus. On top of that, you have shipping. And as we all know, shipping right now is just...
outrageous.
It's a nightmare.
Yes, shipping is a nightmare right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a big thing right there to figure that out. So that's one we're debating. We're going to back it. Not sure how much.
Also, it's hard right now, too, because you don't know how long it's going to be to get these games, too, you know? So that's a big thing, too.
And we've got Zombicide Invader that's just sitting out there.
Yep, we could easily and quite happily go play that now.
Yeah, and we have not even... we've opened it to start painting them, but we haven't actually played it.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've opened it, we've looked at it, we have not played it.
And granted, this is Marvel, so it will probably get played.
I think we'll get played more.
Yeah. So, okay. So anyway, that is some Kickstarter news right there. So we're going to jump right into some board game reviews.
Yes.
We have quite a few. Now, one thing we're doing at the end of this episode, which is odd, we had somebody email in and somebody message us and say, you know what? Most of your reviews are positive.
Yes.
Are there any games you don't like? And looking back, there have been some fairly negative, but they're right. You know, most of them are, I think because we play games we don't like.
Yeah.
But we don't really review them because we're more excited about the games we do like.
Oh, I will completely agree with that. We will review games we like, but the games we don't like, we don't really talk about. I was also going to say, too, we are the type of people that we will play anything. Even if it's a game, we'll talk about this later on, too. But if there's a game I don't like, I'll still play it. Even though I don't like it.
Right. And that's
so people probably don't really know we don't like games, but I don't like games. And I don't like them, but also play them.
And that's to be fair to the listeners, we do kind of have to give you the full gamut of what we do like and what we don't.
Yeah.
Now, again, when we don't like a game does not mean we don't like the experience. That's the biggest thing to remember. Like, we'll play games with some of our friends that we don't like the games, but we love to play in the game with those people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just next time we play a different game. But so anyway, we'll go to that. So at the end, we are going to do games we strongly dislike.
Yes.
Not going to use the word hate.
Nope.
And
games we strongly dislike.
And these are games that maybe we might come around later. And we've had some games where I did not like them, and somebody grabs me and says, "Hey, nope, we're going to play this game again, and we're going to see what you think."
Yeah.
And we'll do it.
Yeah.
But these are, as of now, games we strongly dislike.
As of now.
And I haven't seen your list. You haven't seen mine, right?
No, I have not seen your list.
This could be very...
I have a game on my list that I think is going to surprise you.
Yeah, and that's what's sad. It's like all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, we've been playing that game every day, you know? Oh, man, if Santorini's on your list, I'm going to be so sad because I made you play that like ad nauseum. So, whoa, no, it's not really, is it?
I was going to put it on the list, but I do like playing it. I'm so bad at playing
You're
it.
so bad at it.
But I do like playing it.
Okay, good. Wow.
Yes.
Wow, it's heartbreaking just
I know.
to think
I thought, like, I was sitting there on the floor playing with Juliet, and I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, oh, I could put that on there, because it's not a game I would willingly play, but I'll play it with you.
That hurts. Wow. All right. So there's help wanted in my
Yes.
Santorini game.
Position available.
Yeah, and that's one of those weird games. Like, if you don't play Santorini with your spouse, you can't just bring a 2-player game to a board game night. Be one of those weird people.
You play with your dad, though.
You gonna go sit over there by ourselves and play this game?
And you play with your nephew.
I do play with my nephew, my dad, my parents. All right, so I guess, wow, hurts. Okay, so anyway, all right, so now we're going to start off with our off-the-shelf review.
Yes.
This is an off-the-shelf, although this game is not really that old. What year is this? Well, it's 2019, so that's about 3 years old. So
which in board game time is like an eternity.
Board games, like near chess, way back there. But we bought this because we were going to get not the expansion, but the second, I don't know what would you call it, the second version of it.
Yeah.
I don't know, the second type of this game. I'm really trying to dance around the name of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Blitzkrieg.
Yes.
World War II in 20 minutes.
I like this at Gen Con, by the way. We went to go look at the Caesar, right? And so they didn't have Caesar available at Gen Con because of shipping, la-di-da-di-da. And so instead they were talking to us about Blitzkrieg. And my favorite thing is when they were telling you about the other side of this game where you do the Godzilla. And we're fighting Godzilla, what is in like Nevada or Salt Lake City or something.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. But I do like that though. and the guy explaining to us said it so matter-of-factly. Like, you're playing Godzilla in Salt Lake City. I was like, huh. Well, there you go.
That's yeah, because the Japanese don't really have that much of a land force, is what he said. So we kind of give them Godzilla. I'm like, of course you do. So it's kind of this fictional other one that now we haven't played that.
No,
part
we have
yet.
not played that part.
Haven't jumped
No.
into the. It's really it's the Germans fighting the Japanese in America.
Yes.
The whole thing is like this is like okay, this game. This is the second. It's kind of the back of the game. That's
Yep.
kind of the expansion type thing that you
Yep.
flip over. So it's if the Germans won World War II and they took over the U.S. and the Japanese still weren't happy and they decided to fight for America, fight the Germans for America in America. So Germans fighting Japanese in the U.S.
Yep.
It's just, yeah. So anyway, we have
Yeah,
not
right.
played that yet.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
pretty excited about that. But now Blitzkrieg itself.
The main
It's
game.
The main game.
Yes.
It is World War II in 20 minutes, which that in 20 minutes got me really thinking that would be great to be able to play a game that has some depth in 20 minutes.
Yes.
And we played it,
We did.
and I actually really, really liked this game.
Me too. I liked it. So how you play it is that you have like a little wall in front of you where you keep your pieces in front,
Right.
and you start the game with two pieces from your bag, and then after each turn you draw another piece from your bag. And what you're going to do is those pieces you're going to put on the board in different spots. So if you have a plane, that can go anywhere. But if you have a naval vessel, obviously that can only go in a blue space because that's the water. Or if you have a tanker, that can go on the land right there. And so you have different sections of the board, such as like, I think the Western Front, and then the Southeast Asia. And there's different, I think there's like, 6 different areas that
I believe so.
you can go in.
Different theaters of war.
Different
right.
theaters of war, correct. And you have to complete the first row of each theater of war before you do the rows underneath. And it's kind of like, as you explained it to me, a tug of war.
It is.
So one person will put their piece down, and that will push the cube on the top to one side or the other, and then you put yours down, and then you have to kind of push it back to your side. And whoever completes the row, whoever the cube is on the winning side, they get the points, the victory points at the end.
Right.
How did I go explaining that?
You did pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, what did I miss?
Nothing.
I was going to say, I feel like the cube thing might have confused people.
No, it's a tug of war trying to get yours
Yes.
onto your side of the track in each of those theaters
correct.
of war.
And that's how you get victory points.
Right, right. And the tug of war style I think it's used in Watergate, I believe. But is that right?
I don't know
I
if
believe
that is right.
well, on the right side, Watergate uses it as you move up and back and
good
forth.
point. Okay, yeah.
But this uses it in several different theaters. There's a lot to keep track of in this.
There is a lot going on in this game.
And you can lose quick. But which
Yes.
honestly, it's at first I was going to review this as the theme is just kind of pasted onto this tug of war game, right? Because it's not. You think of a war game, you think of Memoir 44, Axis and Allies. You think of Heroes of Land, Air, Sea, the big epic war games, and you don't think of this. But this actually is very thematic.
Absolutely.
Because if you kind of forget about one theater of war, then you can lose the war.
Yes.
If you don't take care of this theater over here, you can lose everything.
Yeah.
So you've got to kind of move your troops different areas and keep an eye, and you can't be too far behind in one area or the other, because sooner or later you're going to realize, wow, I can't win this war.
Yep.
So you've got to look at every single battle.
There's like 5 or 6 different things happening at every time that will help you win the game.
Yeah. And
you've got to pay attention to every single one of them all at the same time.
Right. I mean, like
Yes.
if you don't look at Southeast Asia, you're focused on on Africa, Middle East.
Yeah.
Or Western Europe. Then over here they can be creeping over and taking more, and they've gotten most victory points. And then they also get the propaganda, or that's where that's where they start getting their win track.
Yes.
And then the war will be over before you get a chance to do that. And it's really it's good. I really
absolutely.
like
This is
Blitzkrieg.
it was a really great game. I did feel like the theme for this made sense.
It does. Yeah,
Like
it
the
does.
World War II theme was perfect for this.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
This is
I
one
really
of my.
liked it.
It's one of my go-to games. I think it's going to be now.
Yeah. Oh,
as
yeah.
far as 2 players, and especially because now Santorini's out apparently. So
I'll still play Santorini with
this-
you. I have no problem with Santorini.
you know,
It's
just stop, just stop. No, but this one apparently will be replacing Santorini in our household. So no, I do really like this game,
Yes,
which is
this is
weird
really good.
because no minis. You're talking just cubes.
cubes and little tiley things.
That's it, and
Yes.
it's just
There are 5 theaters of war, by the way. I just looked at the picture.
Okay, good. Yeah. So
So you have to pay attention to all 5 different areas.
You have to.
Because if you don't, then you won't win.
And it's really...
I can say that from personal experience.
It is a great game.
It's a really good game.
So I would strongly recommend taking a look at this if you have not played Blitzkrieg. Pick it up. It's a 2-player game, and you normally will have another player to play a game. This is one... I don't know how the replayability on this is going to be. People are saying it's not that high. I can see replaying this quite a bit because there's different ways it can go, different tokens you can get. But really, how often are you going to play a game?
Yeah.
But this, I love it. And this is going to definitely stay on our list.
Oh, absolutely.
In our room. And, all right, so shelf.
Oh, definitely
storage
shelf.
or shelf?
It's a shelf.
It's a shelf.
Yep,
It's
definitely.
Right now, it's actually currently in our game room
Yep,
and not
I think
in
it will
our
stay there.
living room.
No.
Yeah, because it's one of those that, the night,
Just want
you want to
throw it
run
out.
through something, it's going to be put out there.
It'll be perfect.
Yep, and that's why I think we're going to play it again tomorrow night. Jacob's coming over. We're going to do our game night. We demo games, and we're going to do Radlands, of course, which is a 2-player game. We started last time. We played Detective, and that ended well. But so we're going to do Blitzkrieg again tomorrow night. So
He's joking about Detective, by the way, but that is a whole story for a different episode.
Yeah, Detective, we're not going to review
Spoiler.
that right now. It's been around for a while.
Yeah.
We decided to get it out and actually play Detective.
Yeah.
Because we played the original Gen Con scenario at Gen Con.
Yeah.
Because you could only
A
play
few
it
years
that week.
ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Mike and Carr, we stayed in there.
Yeah.
We loved it.
And we're like, this is the best game ever.
I mean, when we played with him, it was one of our best gaming experiences, right? It was just, the 4 of us, it was just great.
Yeah.
Well, this first case of Detective, we just got trounced.
Oh
And-
my goodness, there's something wrong with us. We're going to have to re-strategize for the next time.
Oh.
We're going to play it again before we give our opinions because we thought maybe there's something we did wrong.
And you can see, we put on Instagram the pictures we have of our whiteboard and our setup, and we were there. We were ready to just kill it.
Yeah.
And our final score was -2 out of 25.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aren't we amazing?
It was
I'm sure people
brutal.
Brutal. Wanting to recruit us to the police force right now.
So anyway, we're gonna wait to review that later.
Yeah.
But that's Detective. But that's Blitzkrieg.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look it up, and that is an off-the-shelf review. But
Yep.
that is gonna lead us into we've got three
off-the-press
games to do. That's quite a few for this week.
Yep.
So and the first off the press is going to be the sequel, the one we actually went to this booth for at Gen Con.
Yes.
Ended up with Blitzkrieg. This is Caesar.
Yes.
Seize Rome in 20 minutes.
Yep. There's a theme here.
There's a theme in this. So this one, let me lean over and grab it. Okay, yep, here we go. It pretty much looks the same as far as everyone hides their tokens behind kind of a tent. And
Behind your wall.
Behind your wall. It plays, sorry
We
about
did a
that.
great job of turning our phones on
We
silent.
did not turn our phones off. All right. So, but this game, it does play very different. And that's one thing I thought about. I thought, how are they going to make this different? Just change
We were a little hesitant to play Caesar
I
because
was.
we played Blitzkrieg first.
Right.
And then we were like, this is great. And then we're like, oh, do you want to play Caesar now or should we wait? Because they sound similar. They're not.
They're not.
Surprise.
This is not a tug of war at all.
No, it's not.
And it's great because you're going to have, when you have your different tokens and everything is divided, and you're trying to become the first emperor of Rome.
Yep.
Between Caesar and Pompey. And all the states are divided. So when you have tokens, you have different powers. There's a line down the middle of each token.
Yep.
And you have a power of
Which I love this idea, by the way.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yes.
It's brilliant. Like, it could be a navy, like only navy or whatever.
Yeah,
the
it could be a
symbol.
ship.
And it could be 1 and 3.
Yeah.
So you're going to put it where that line lines up on the border.
Yep.
So you've got a strength of 3 on the right side and a strength of 1 on the left.
Yep.
And you're going to continue to do that. And as each border closes, then you're going to, whoever closes it gets the token in the middle, which is
Yep.
it's like a research token,
Yep.
which Blitzkrieg calls them research. This calls them, I don't know what they call them, but
It gives you
same.
something to do.
It gives you an ability.
An ability,
And
yeah.
then whoever wins that area,
Who has the most points?
who has the most points, most strength in that area, gets to drop their token in there, their
Yeah, their
command
emperor.
token, their emperor
Yeah.
token. So they control that. But and the game is over when someone spins, when all their emperor tokens are out there.
Yes.
Now, one interesting thing is if you, and this thematically at first, I didn't really understand it, but the more I thought about it, it did make sense. And Alex is smiling really big ear to ear because she whooped me so bad because I did not understand this the first time. And thematically makes sense because if you win a province and you already own the province right next door, right? And say someone has like a military there in the middle. They didn't win either province, right? They have a military of 1. So what would happen is you would then take one of your command tokens and put it on top of theirs.
Yeah.
Or even on top of yours. Because now you control that border.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense. If you control both provinces, you also control that border.
Correct.
And you might wonder, well, how does that help you? Because it doesn't do any power-wise. It doesn't do anything, but you get rid of another command token.
Exactly, because there were times when I would gain a territory,
Right?
And I have the territories on either side. So now when I'm putting my Emperor little token in the middle of that territory, I'm putting it on the 2 borders. So I'm now getting rid of 3 Emperor tokens, and there are only 12. I believe there are 12 Emperor tokens that you have to get rid of and place. So right there, I've already put down a chunk of them right there.
And I try to go the different route where there's a Senate where you can grab the Senate, and the more of those Senates you have, when you place one down in the Senate area, you will then put how many ever Senate tokens you have underneath that. So if you win that area and you have 3 tokens, I can then stick 3 underneath that. So I'm getting rid of 4 tokens. And I thought I could do that, but I could not get it done fast enough because she would all of a sudden, she would just get a run where she would just drop things on the border. And she would get rid of 4 tokens by winning one area.
Correct.
And then there's certain times we can flip over tokens. I would consider this probably more thinky than Blitzkrieg.
Yes, I would. I also feel like I could be a little bit more aggressive in this game than I could on Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I do like games that I can be a bit more aggressive in. So I like this better than that.
Right.
Just because I felt like I could be a little bit meaner. But that was just, me.
And I did lose this game. We actually had to set up today before the podcast. We were going to run through it again. And we probably will after this game because I do want to play it again. It is, and this and Blitzkrieg both, they are 20 minutes.
Oh, absolutely. They're both fantastic. We played Caesar a couple of times last night. It was like, 11 o'clock at night? We're like, let's play a game. We're like, let's play Caesar. And sure enough, we could crank through a couple of games before we would go to bed. It was awesome.
Which is why she won. We played at midnight, by the way.
It was not. It was
she's
11.
a lot more awake at that time than I am.
I was wired.
But it was...
All that coffee.
That's a lot of coffee at 10 o'clock. But yeah, so I really like this. Now, between the two, we're going to do a video on our YouTube channel about which one we like better, Caesar or Blitzkrieg. But pretty much overall, I'll just spoil it. I believe I like Blitzkrieg better.
Yeah.
I think theme-wise, is why it sticks with me. I want to play it a couple more times to see which one game-wise I like. But I like the theme more. Now, which one do you like better?
I like Caesar because I like the theme better.
Okay, but gameplay-wise, do you...
Gameplay.
You probably like Caesar more, don't you?
I do, but I do like the tug of war of Blitzkrieg. That is pretty awesome. So I do like that.
I think Blitzkrieg is more stressful because there's so much going on that board.
There is so much going on.
But Caesar is stressful too because Caesar, you can lose quicker. I think that's if you don't pay attention to Caesar, they can win one province and all of a sudden it's over.
I think that's it too. I think the person who's got over half of their Emperor little tokens out first, they're going to win.
Yeah.
You kind of, once you've got 6 out and the other person doesn't have that many, there's kind of no way to catch up at that point.
No, yeah. Towards the end of Caesar, she had a smile on her face because I knew I had to go. It did not matter where I went because I could not stop her because she had 2 tokens out there and she was going to drop those 2 when she took that province.
Yeah.
Or either province. So it was like, you see the end coming. It's kind of like chess.
Yeah.
For you to play chess growing up, sometimes it's over. You just have to go through the motions.
Yeah.
Or you have to tip your king.
Yeah.
So it's...
But I feel Blitzkrieg, we were pretty on par the whole time.
We were. But who won those games?
You did.
Oh, yeah, we did. All right. Yeah. So anyway, that's Blitzkrieg and Caesar.
Yep. Both great games.
Both fantastic games.
Yeah. Fantastic games. Look at us being so positive.
I know. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Dana. It's another positive review.
Okay. Another off the press. This is one that I played. You did not play this game.
Nope.
It's Haunted Mansion by Funko. And
you love your Funko.
I do love my Funko. And I love Haunted Mansion because I love Disney. So this game, let me try and explain it clearly. It's played in 2 phases. So the first phase is the event phase. And so that is where you draw an event card. And that will tell you where you have to move the hitchhiking ghosts. So it'll give you a number between like 1 and 3 or whatever. And you move them that number of spaces. And then at the end... At the bottom of the card, it will tell you something for that round. So, for example, that round you can't be in the seance room. If you are, you lose something. happens to you, or you can't be something, or if you're in a room by your self at the end of the round, then you get a haunt card. So that's the first thing, event phase. Then the second one is your turn, where the people playing the game are going. And on your turn, you can either pick up a ghost, move the dial or the hallway card that turns the disc that turns all the rooms around. You can just go to the seance room to discard a haunt card, which at the end of the game, you don't want haunt cards, but you get them in the game through different things that happen. Either an event card will say so, picking up a ghost with the hitch in the same room as the hitchhiking ghost, that will give you a haunt card. There are different ways that you get haunt cards. But anyway, there's also, you can move. That's another action. So there are different things that you do on your turn. Now, what you want to do, the way you win this game, is the player at the end with the most points from the ghost wins. Yay! So obviously what you're going to want to do in your turn is collect ghosts. Sometimes that is hard because the ghosts you want are in the room with a hitchhiking ghost, so you're going to get a haunt card, or someone else takes your ghost or whatever. So that's kind of how the game is played. I will say I played it with my mother-in-law one day and Juliet, our 5-year-old. So we had to slightly modify how we play the game, because this really is all about getting the ghosts and it being like a set collection game. So if you get the ghosts which all have the same symbol, the more of those you have, the more points you get. That is very hard to do with a 5-year-old. So we just did it the person who got the most ghosts won. We kind of skip that step. If I was playing with adults, that would be a great step to add on, because I think that makes the game more meatier.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say, looking at this, the artwork in this is incredible.
Oh, it's fantastic. The hitchhiking ghosts, that little figurine that you push around, is amazing. Looks great.
Right. That's a quintessential. Even if you've never been to Disney World and been to the Haunted Mansion ride,
you know
those three hitchhiking ghosts.
Yeah, those hitchhiking ghosts are amazing.
I'm looking at images of it. The images look great. I mean, the reviews on this are really good. It says 30 minutes. Can you actually finish this game in 30 minutes?
I think you could, yes. I feel like we played it a couple of times, and I felt like it took us about an hour to play it twice. So I guess that would be 30 minutes, yes.
Yep, that is math. That's math right there.
Look at that. No, I really like this game. I felt like it was a really fun game. It was great to play, and like I said, once you have that set collecting thing with the ghosts, that would add that little extra something. I think at the way we played it, it was great when you're playing with a 5-year-old. Oh, something else you can do in your turn too is you can like if you're in the same room with someone, you can duel them, and this is kind of fun. You have these little dials, and whoever gets the highest number wins. And so if that person who has the highest number wants to steal the ghost from the other person, they get the ghost. If the other person who has the ghost gets the highest number, they keep their ghosts. That is kind of fun. Don't do that with a 5-year-old. They get very upset when they lose their ghosts. Note to self. So my mother-in-law and I, we would do that. We would kind of duel it out for ghosts, and that was fun.
Now, where would you compare this with ghost fighting treasure hunters? Because that's a great family weight game too.
So I think the way we played it, I think it's the same weight.
Okay, but
yes.
but totally different games, because
totally
this is more
different
set
game.
collection.
Absolutely,
Okay,
yes.
So it really goes to the only common theme. In this.
Yes, I would say if you're going to play it the actual way with a set collection, then this I think is a totally different game, and I think it makes it a little bit more meatier. But the way we played it, I think it's on the same level, just because we had to play it with a 5-year-old. Yeah,
and this honestly is one of those that we looked at several times, because the artwork is incredible.
Oh, absolutely.
But IPs, especially Disney IPs,
can be hit or miss.
Yeah. They can do great as far as the artwork, the design work, but they're really just banking on that IP selling it rather than the gameplay.
Yeah.
But we did hear some good things about it, and I'm glad we picked it up.
And it was on sale, so that helped.
It does help.
Yeah.
It does help. You get it at Target.
Target. On sale.
Not Target.
No, none of that.
We don't go down there, that lowbrow Target.
Did we get the Jungle Cruise too?
We did not get Jungle Cruise. We might end up getting
I think
that.
I'd like to try the Jungle Cruise, because that's also by Funko, right?
I don't remember.
And
Probably.
also, I was at Target the other day, and I saw they had it's a Small World too. So I'd like to get that one when that goes on sale.
Yeah,
so
this one looks good.
It was really good. I really liked it. I would like to one day play it just with adults, so you could do that set collection,
right?
The dueling a little bit heavier, and that would be good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah.
All right, so next, so that is Haunted Mansion by Disney, and that's a recommendation, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think this is a great game. Yeah, definitely. Go out and buy it.
So we're going to look up a game that honestly is not on BGG. It is a Kickstarter, and
That is how new it is.
it can't believe this is not on BGG. I just looked it up. It's not there.
Wow.
It is on Amazon. You can buy it on Amazon.
Wow.
And it's like $25 on Amazon. And it's one of the games that I backed on Kickstarter, but one of my non-board gaming friends backed it as well. And it is Dukes of Nukes, by the way.
Yes.
Dukes of Nukes. And now I typed that in wrong. I bet you Dukes of Nukes is not on. No, it's not on BGG. So, wow. Okay.
You were correct.
So, Dukes of Nukes. This is very, very similar to Exploding Kittens, to the point to where
we were watching the how-to video.
and the how-to video is really close to Exploding Kittens.
Yes.
And then the guy Jacob in our game group just mentioned it's Exploding Kittens. It has a lot of
To
similarities.
the point where he doesn't even call it the name. He just calls it the not Exploding Kittens.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out which games we played on one night, and I messaged him. He's like, that Exploding Kittens game. I'm like, okay, yeah, Dukes of Nukes. But it's really neat because it's all about someone is holding the nuclear codes.
Correct.
And 4 people. So what happens is they're Exploding Kitten cards that make you get rid of cards, get cards, hand cards, different players, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But you start the game by everyone gets 4 cards, and then you take 3 cards from the top of the deck, and you put one. Say there's 4 players. You put the nuclear codes in there, shuffle them up, and hand them out. So one person has the codes.
Yeah.
And the entire game, one person will have the codes.
Yeah.
And if the game ends when the 5th DEFCON. So you hit DEFCON 5.
Yeah.
Because once you draw a card, if it's a DEFCON card, you just put it face up next to the deck. Now you're DEFCON 2, DEFCON 3, and DEFCON 5 happens. The game's over. Whoever has the nuclear codes wins.
Yep. Hooray!
So it's interesting because I didn't think it would go this well. It's really nice because you will then say, there's one card that says, whoever has the nuclear codes has to give them to me. Boom. And you put that down. And all of a sudden, one person will roll their eyes and they slide you over the nuclear codes.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah. And then I thought, okay, cool. So you're going to know the rest of the game who has nuclear codes. Well, there are so many other cards, like you get to grab a card at random.
You get to grab 3 cards or trade 3 cards or
and
something.
then you reach over there and you grab cards out. So now only those 2 people know which ones between them has the nuclear codes.
There's another card too where everyone has to put all their cards in the hand in the middle of the table. You have to shuffle them up and then re-deal them.
Yeah, all the hands go to the other and they
Yeah.
get redistributed.
Yep.
So it's really fun things like that in this game. The more I look back on it, I look back on it fondly. I really liked this game. It's an interesting. I like Exploding Kittens, but Exploding Kittens is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of hit its ceiling with us. We don't play it a lot.
No.
But this, I think it's a lot of fun. The one gripe I have about this is it goes on a bit too long.
Yeah, the whole thing until DEFCON 5 is like, ugh. Like we had DEFCON 3 out and we were like kind of ready to end the game. We're like, oh, we've still got another 2 to go. And it's just those last 2 DEFCONs seemed to take forever to get out.
Yes.
It was really tedious. And at that point we were kind of over it too. We're like, okay, let's move on. We're ready to do something else. That would be my biggest thing. I liked this game. It was a fun game.
Yep.
I'm not rushing to play it again unless we did a house rule where we would say we're going to play it till 3 DEFCONs. I don't want to do it to 5 again. It makes it just too long.
It has to be DEFCON 5 thematically.
I know. Well, then you have to start out with two DEFCONs already or something. There has to be something.
There are probably some house rules to speed it up. It does say you can play up to 10 people. I don't think that's true. I can't imagine 10 people.
Ooh, that'd be horrible.
But that would be rough.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can, but it is a party style
Just because
game.
you can doesn't mean you should.
That's exactly it. Is that Goldblum? I don't know.
Who that is.
Yeah, so I would. This is a soft recommendation. I'd say play it. It's a fun. It is a party. They call it. It's just a fun style game.
It'd be a good game to play with non-gamers.
Yeah. Like our friend, our magician friend, his family, they love it.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of board games, to illustrations, things
and
like that.
they bought it because they
Exploding
said, "Oh, it looks like Exploding Kittens."
Right, they did,
So
and
that's
and
why they got it. Yeah,
and they love it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those that I can't give a bad recommendation to. I think it's just a soft. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm glad we own it, and I don't know. Are we going to get rid of it?
Yes.
You think so? I don't think
would
we
get
should.
rid of it. I would get rid of it.
I don't think we're going to get rid of it. I'm going to hide it. I'm actually going to put it somewhere you will never look. I'm going to put it inside of the Santorini box.
I was going to say, put it next to Santorini and I'll never see
You'll
it.
never find it. I'm going to hide all my stuff in the Santorini box right now. because apparently she's never going to go and solo that. Don't even know if that's possible, but
Oh, I definitely would never solo that game. I don't know if that's possible, but if it is, I would never do it.
okay. So all right,
Yeah.
so that rolls us right into our final thing to talk about.
Yes, games we strongly dislike.
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
Now I'm going to kind of head this up with, and Dana, if you're out there, you're welcome for bringing this up. This is going to be the most negative part of our podcast, by the way. And I want to kind of, these are not I want to put a disclaimer. These are not the views of Major League Baseball and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
this is, these games, some of these games, if we don't like them, if we play them with you, that does not mean we did not like the experience.
No,
Because we
no.
played some of these at cons and things with people and love the experience. But then looking back, there are other games we would pick over these games.
That's kind of how I looked at it. And I will happily play any of these games
Yes.
with people. It was not the game I would pick to play. I guess that's how I kind of phrased it.
And I'm looking at this. There
yeah.
are several of these games I do not like that are in our collection.
Oh, I was going to say we own all of these games.
I
At
know.
least the ones on my list. We own all of them.
Well, I'm just finding out you don't like some of these games too, by the way. So this is kind of like marriage therapy here, folks. So we're going to talk it out here
yeah.
live
We
on
might
air.
abruptly end this podcast.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so
No one may ever hear this.
okay, so some games we strongly dislike.
Okay.
There's one that I'm not going to mention because I'm going to review that in a coming episode. So I'm not going to mention that one.
Spoiler.
And this one. All right, do you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Oh, brother. Okay, here you go.
Okay,
All
my
right.
first one is Goat Splits. I don't like that game.
You know what? I did not put that on my list.
Yeah.
I'm on the fence about this.
I don't like it. It happens. So I don't know if you've seen Ghost Blitz, but there's a how do you explain it? There's a card in the middle.
Yeah,
right?
so pretty much Ghost Blitz has, I think, like, I don't know, 3. There's a ghost,
a chair,
a bottle, and a mouse. I think that's what
and
they
there's
are.
a book too, right?
And a book, yeah. So all those are sitting on the middle. Those are items, and whatever card comes up, if there's not that color or that item on there, then you can't. Then you have to grab the item or color that's not on there,
Yes.
or the one that's perfectly matched.
Yes.
So pretty much it's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a dexterity speed style game.
Yeah. It's
So-
just stressful. I don't enjoy it. I don't, I don't like it. It's not really my cup of tea. I am a very I'll slowly process stuff, and so this is not my thing because it happens so fast, and I'm like raw, and so yeah.
It does. No, that is in our game room. That is on this shelf.
I was gonna say it's
behind
right
me.
here in this game, and you'll play it sometimes, and sometimes I will play it with people. I just don't enjoy playing it, or sometimes I will excuse myself because I have to go do something else.
Or sometimes that is that is the game when we have a game night where we kind of want a couple minutes to get something else ready.
Yeah.
And you have a group that's just standing there. You're like, hey, you guys will love this one.
Yeah, go
We
play
bring
this so
out
we can just
Ghost
set up.
Blitz.
Yep.
Because that's like 10 or 15 minutes that they'll do that. And some people love it. Like, I think younger people love it.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
yes.
like if teenagers, things like that, they will love Ghost Blitz. But I think I'm with you as
Yeah.
far as playing this.
No.
Watching it played, I love watching it
I'll
played.
watch it play. I love it. Yeah.
So, but as far as playing it,
Yeah.
you know what? I did not think of that. It wasn't on my list, but I'd agree.
Yeah.
I don't like playing that game.
yeah.
Although it will probably never leave our collection.
It never will. We'll never get rid of it. But I just don't enjoy it.
No. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Okay.
All right. So this one right here, it's hard to say, but last Friday. And I'm sorry
I thought
put
about
that
this
on
one.
there
I thought
because
about this, but I was like, oh.
it is one of those that
Yeah.
hurts. It hurts because I
Yeah.
want to like this game so much.
Yes.
And there's a new rule book supposedly out that it's been redone a little bit. I'm hoping a lot, but the game is just. I mean, for being
I don't know if you can save it. You almost just have to redo the whole game.
for being a slasher style game,
No.
it is just so utterly boring.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll never forget one of our guys who used to be in our gaming group. He's now in the Navy, but he's very loves horror movies and all this stuff.
Yeah. Has horror
Yeah, Jason tattoos
Yeah, that's what I was
and
gonna
like
say,
Creature
yeah.
of the Black Lagoon,
Yeah.
all this stuff. And I'll never forget halfway through the game, we're playing it. I'm looking back and he's just kind of sitting back. He's just like, and it's just so bored.
Yeah.
And I saw everybody else was so bored.
Yeah.
Because it's just, you'll get so far away from the killer or you'll get so far away from anybody else.
Yeah.
You just can't get back before the game's over. And you're like, I guess I'll just do this. And they'll even say those words. You're like, I guess I can't really affect anything. I guess I'll just do this.
Yeah.
And so last Friday, it just hurts me to say that I do dislike Last Friday the way it currently is right now.
I know. I was going to put this on my list, but I was like, I don't dislike it. I just don't like. Well, I want to like it.
I know.
So
it hurts to put on there.
Yes.
And again, I will play it. If someone walks up to me and they say, hey, you know what? I've got this house rule that fixes Last Friday. I will push everything else off the table and say, do it right now, right now.
Yes.
Show me.
Yes.
Show me how this game can be fun.
And I was going
want
to say,
like
one
it.
of the things too about Gen Con is that they were supposed to have the new Last Friday rules there. And I was looking forward to seeing them, but they didn't make it there in time.
The guy seemed very disinterested in talking about it, by the way.
So, didn't he? So
Yeah.
that didn't instill any hope in me. So,
No. So, okay,
yeah.
that's Last Friday as well.
Last Friday. Okay, my next one is Werewolf.
What?
Yeah, I don't like this game.
You don't like Werewolf?
I do not like Werewolf.
You talking like Ultimate or like One Night or any of them?
Any of them. I just don't enjoy them. I will happily play it as long as I'm not a werewolf. I will
Yes.
just be a villager and just sit there. I'm fine to do that.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I
Who
know.
are you?
I know.
Oh.
I know. I feel so bad.
Oh, wow.
I just don't. I think it's the whole. It goes back to the thing where I have to lie, and I don't like that.
It hurts me. How many times have I talked about my big goal at Gen Con is to get into big game of werewolf?
And
And
do
now,
you know how I use the word you? You should go do that.
oh my goodness. So I need a new Gen Con friend, I guess just us.
I think
going-
Dana will take you.
I'm sure he will. But that's like, wow.
Well, now he will because he heard I won't do it.
That's brutal. Oh, well, we were going to play that this Saturday at the game day, but apparently we're not.
Well, I'll play it. I'll happily play it.
No, I'm not letting you. I'm gonna. You can't play it because this is just for people that enjoy it. Don't just take a spot. All right, fine. We got to try Blood on the Clock Tower. I heard that's a good alternative. I know you won't like it. If you don't like the lying aspect, you're not
I
gonna
just don't
Blood on
like
the
games I lie on.
Yeah, so social deduction is out. What about Deception, Murder in Hong Kong? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! All right, I don't want to do spoilers. Oh no, it's gonna hurt my heart. It hurts my heart. I just want to move on. Okay, let's go on. Oh my goodness! Okay, this is really hurting me. Okay, all right. Oh no! Oh, what have we done by doing this? Okay, all right. So we're gonna go on to. Oh man. Okay. We're gonna go on to Space Alert right now. Space Alert is one. Have
I played this?
Yes, we played it once with I think Kristen and Misty, and it was one of those. It's a real-time cooperative survival game where you're on a ship and everything happens fast. You're listening to this audio thing, and you've got to move quickly, and the timer goes down. And I don't really. It's by CGE Games. Mm-hmm. I just didn't like this game. I wanted to like it. After twice, it did not click for me. It's still in there because I want to like it, but
Like Last Friday. Last Friday's sitting on that shelf.
So Space Alert is one that I don't like. I think I should like it more than I do. That's why I'm holding on to it because I'm very hopeful. But no, I don't like Space Alert. So there we go. That's mine. That's 2008 Space Alert.
Okay, my next one is Sheriff of Nottingham. Once again, it's the lying thing.
I figured this would be. This is
I will happily play this game.
Yeah, you have a lot.
And I do, and I play it all the time, and I won't complain. I don't enjoy it.
Wow.
I don't like to lie. When I play it, I'll always tell the truth, which now everyone knows to play it, knows that I'm never going to lie.
I think you've actually mentioned that here on the podcast.
I have. I just don't like to lie. I'm not very good at it.
You're going to go to a con, and then somebody's going to want to play you a game for money, and you'll be like, okay, yeah. And they're going to say, hey, how about Sheriff? Not mention they knew that, and they're going to just bust you every time.
I know.
Because you're going to tell the truth every time.
Every time.
Yeah. So, all right, I see. I like that. I like Sheriff. I don't like as much as many people, but I think it's one of those that really it's nice to bring out whenever you do want to play something light, or you have people that are borderline.
I think it's a good gateway game.
I think it's a great game.
I know I played it with several people when we're trying to get them in to play board games with us, and they're not really sure. I think that's a great game. For that reason, it's not my favorite game.
All right, so now I'm going to say one that I don't like. Downforce. Yeah, and we own Downforce.
We do indeed.
And I know a lot of people love Downforce, bought the expansions, and the first time I played it, I think I liked it. But now I don't like it. I find it just I find it a bit boring.
And now you play Gaslands too.
Well, Gaslands doesn't really compare. I think it's more comparable to Camel Up.
Yeah. Okay, I was going to say,
So,
there's something we played that's comparable. Okay, yeah.
And I don't know why. It's just like the writing down the bedding and all that. I think Camel Up does that 100 times better.
Oh my goodness. I don't
And
think you
it's
can beat
just-
Camelot in any way.
No, and
Yeah.
so much to where Camelot, when I got back after playing Camelot so many times, Downforce is now it's being sold.
Yep.
We're
Are you
getting,
selling on a Saturday?
yeah.
Oh, good for
I'm
you.
taking that in. We're getting ready because I can't imagine myself ever playing Downforce again.
No.
because Camelot just is everything. You know that
We played it one year during the Super Bowl. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a little bit boring.
Yeah.
you know. So I wasn't crazy about it, and I think that's waned to where I kind of liked it at first, and then later I think because the uniqueness wore
Yeah.
off very quickly. But now it surprised me too. That's my strongly dislike. So how many more do you have, by the way?
5, but one we don't have to talk about because we haven't reviewed it yet.
All right, go ahead. Next one. What do you have?
Okay, Deception Murder in Hong Kong.
Oh my goodness, that hurts.
I know. I do like this game as long as I'm not the murderer. Once again, I just don't like
You know
it.
it's not controllable though, right?
I know. And there are times when I played it when I've had to be the murderer and I, play and I do what I can. I think everyone always guesses what I have just because I am just so bad at lying.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe you don't like. So all the times I brought this out,
I liked it. We've had fun playing it.
have you though?
Yeah, like we've had fun. It's the experience of playing the game.
Oh, it hurts. Deception. Okay, now no one listened to her. This is a fantastic game. This is probably going to be in my top 10 or 20 games of all time.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So
I
good.
could think of like a billion other games.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Do not listen to her. She is the worst judge of gaming I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh my. This is couples therapy right here. This is crazy. I'm sitting here looking at our calendar. There's probably pictures of us when we had like Yasmin and we had a whole group of people.
And I loved that. That was a great time to play games. I had,
No, don't. Just stop.
Stop talking.
Okay, fine. All right. So let's move on from that train wreck. All right. Twilight Struggle. You did not play
No, I've
this.
never
This
played
is a
this.
Cold War style
Yep.
game. And it is, and I played this a couple times and I really tried to like it. And it is so.
Isn't it like the best game ever or something?
Supposedly. It's like relive the Cold War, rewrite history.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like the game. The app, I don't mind. But the game, I don't like the game. I think it's because it's 2 or 3 hours. And there are other games I'd rather play for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
This is one that I have several times. People said, hey, do you want to play this? And I have. And I've done it. But I just don't think I don't think I will ever play another game of this. To be honest. I will
We don't know this game, do we?
No.
No.
No. Do you remember that huge fire in the back of the house?
Yes.
Ever since then, we don't on this game. No, I don't hate it. I will probably, somebody says, hey, do you want to play this? I'll probably hide. No, I'll probably let somebody else play. I'll watch them for a little bit, but it's
And then
too
you
long.
go play Deception Murder in Hong Kong.
Right. Well, the whole thing is, it's not a bad game.
Yeah.
But there are other games that give me this feeling in a lot less time.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to look at. It doesn't give me anything that 2 to 3 hours that these other ones don't.
Mm-hmm.
These other ones don't. So I think that's why that made down my strongly dislike list. Although this is like one of the highest rate. I think it's like rated like top 20 overall in BGG.
Yeah.
It's like one of the highest rated games out there. But I just don't see how. I don't think these people ever played any games. I'm just kidding out there. I'm just kidding. This is just personal. I'm not crazy about it. And then look at it. I'm looking at the weight of 3.59. It's in red. It's like the entire actual Cold War was not rated that high in weight. So, okay. So Twilight Struggle. That's one of my lists.
My next one is Sentinels of the Multiverse. And I would put this on this because I think they're just much better deck builders.
Oh, and that's rough to
Yeah.
hear because honestly,
I loved this was one of the first deck builders we ever bought.
Yeah, I think we really liked it at first.
Mm-hmm.
I think the turning point for me for this one was I forgot what his name is, Sub-Zero or the Ice Guy.
Mm-hmm.
When the math started getting so complex.
Maybe
in his
that,
character,
yeah, it just was like, what is happening?
and it
Yes.
just really jumped the shark for us.
Yeah. And now that like you go to Gen Con and they have like a booth and there's like all these extra people that you now need to have and everything like that. And I'm kind of like, oh,
Right. It's just, it's a bit too much.
It
on
is a
that.
bit too much, yes.
And I did not have it out of my list, but I will probably agree with you on that.
Yeah.
like our friend has everything for it, and I'll play it.
Oh, I'll play it,
If
yeah.
he wants to play it, I'll probably run through, I'll play it. But I've got no desire to own everything, although we've got some. We haven't gotten rid of it yet.
No.
But I'm with you, and I think Marvel Champions does this a bit better.
That's what I was thinking too. Like there are just other games that I think do it better, that we enjoy playing more.
And their IP, they're people that you actually know. So it's a bit more fun to play the Hulk than big, strong green guy.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so it's
Yes.
really, I'll agree with this. I don't strongly dislike it. I'll play it. It will never be the first one I grab.
Yeah, no.
You know, so, okay.
I don't
can
think
see
we'll
that.
ever grab it, to tell you the truth.
No. Why is it still in our
I
collection?
don't know.
Then? Wow, that could actually be up for sale on Sunday. This is actually good, but we're doing it for a Saturday. Because, actually it's not, because we are not getting rid of the Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. We're just not.
No.
Okay, so, all right, anyway. All right, Role Player is my next one. That one, I don't think you've played that. I've played it a couple times, and pretty much it makes a game out of making the best character. So it's, you draft dice, you purchase skills, and you create the perfect RPG hero. And that's the game. You just make this good hero. And I really had high hopes for this. I think because in my mind, it was a different game when I went into it. I expected it to be a bit, I don't know how to explain how this game did not land for me. It just didn't. I know they're expansions, not really expansions, they're later things in this genre that do it better. But this is it's like you create this player, which honestly, I guess when I play D&D or RPG, you play the character to play the actual mission. But this, you just make the character, and that's the game. So I didn't ever get that. It didn't ever click for me.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, so I mean that is actually on our list to sell.
Okay, yeah.
So that Role Player, and it's a very unpopular, opinion because people love Role Player. But that honestly just did not click for me. It just didn't. I don't know why. It didn't.
I was going to say my next one is Azul. We don't own Azul, but I think Calico is a better tile placement game.
I agree. I like Azul only because I don't know why. Just the tokens felt so good in my hand.
Yeah, it's very tactile.
Yeah, when we played that, we played with Mike and Cara, right?
We did. Yeah, it was fun. I really liked the tiles. It feels better than the little ones they're playing in Calico. I just think Calico. I like that tile placement game better.
I will agree with that.
Yeah.
And I just think. Yeah, I'll agree. But I like Calico. I think I put them both a little bit. They're different games to me.
Granted, I should clarify we don't own Calico either. So
only because Kyle and Tori have it.
Correct.
They're in our gaming group. So
yes,
I mean that's one we probably buy eventually.
I would buy Calico over Azul though.
Yeah, I mean I liked Azul. I don't know why I just it seemed to click for me. I did like it, and I honestly went into that one not expecting to like it.
Yeah.
Because the whole theme of it, I thought this is a silly theme. This theme doesn't grab me at all. But I liked that game.
Yeah.
And I actually left thinking I kind of want to own this game. So I'm gonna make a whole shelf of like that and Deception, Murder, Hong Kong, Santorini, Werewolf. I mean, we've got so many werewolf games. I even bought the special metal coins.
I know.
From Kickstarter in the leather bag. I even have a real stuffed werewolf sitting in our living room. And when I say real werewolf, we actually hunted and caught the only real werewolf and stuffed it.
Whoa.
That's not true. No. All right, but okay, yeah. So I see that. I don't agree. I do like Azul, and but
I just personally think I would play Calico over Azul. That's just how I stand.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then,
do you have anything else?
I've got a couple more. One is more a theme type thing, but King Domino. That's one that I wasn't crazy about, and we played that a couple times. I think I bought it because I kind of liked it at first, and then I think because it doesn't click with me, I didn't really get excited about it. And King Domino is one that's pretty highly rated out there too. People love King Domino, and it just I tried it with the Giant expansion, and I just didn't love it. I didn't love King Domino. So I guess I'll play it. I guess I shouldn't put that in the strongly dislike, but so King Domino is one for me that I'm not crazy about. So
okay, I have two more. One I'm trying to figure out what I'll talk about because we haven't reviewed it. It's one we've played that we haven't reviewed. Should I wait?
Yeah, wait on that one.
Okay, I'll wait on that one then. Okay,
right.
So I just have one more. And this is the last one, and it is When I Dream.
Really?
Yeah. I like Detective Club. Is that what it is? Detective
Yes.
Club. I like that better as a party game than When I Dream.
I can see that.
My thing about when I dream, I
Just
don't
putting
know.
on that same mask that everyone's worn the whole
Well,
time.
that too, it's nasty. I think I just close my eyes. I don't like, blah. Anyway,
Yeah.
whatever.
I put a plastic bag over my head. All right.
That holds for your nose.
Yeah. Put a snorkel in there. Yeah, we're good.
No, when you do it at the end and you have to do the, I dreamt about, and you say all the words and stuff like that. But
Right.
of course, if you've had words that are wrong, it kind of messes up your whole dream. I just, don't like that.
I could see. I mean, I like When I Dream. I think I like When I Dream. But you'd play it, right?
Oh, I definitely would play it.
Yeah, because
I
that's
definitely
one
would
of
play
our
it. Yes,
party
and I'll
games
play
to go
that.
to.
I just think Detective Club is a better party game than When I Dream.
I'll agree. I mean, I think Detective Club will hit the table with us more.
Oh, absolutely. I think it does.
I like that more. And
Yeah.
it's funny how the artwork is really great in both of them.
Oh, absolutely. The artwork
know?
is great to the point where I used to confuse them all the time because the artwork is similar.
It is.
And so I'd be like, which one? But yeah, I think it's just because, when it's your turn to close your eyes, you go around trying to guess a word and there's someone that's saying something wrong and that just throws you every time and it's annoying.
Yep. I agree with that. But I mean, I like both of them. But I will agree that Detective Club is probably the one I like more.
Absolutely.
All
I
right,
agree.
And now my last one that it's not really a game, it's more of a genre.
Wow, I didn't know we were doing that.
I know. Well, no, I mean, it's just, for
Genre.
me, it's
I hate zombies.
no, that's not true at all.
I know.
But, so mine is most Cthulhu games.
Yeah, I was going to say
Or
that.
Cthulhu themes. It's overdone. And you guys be careful because Sherlock is going to hit that too. Slow down on making Sherlock things. As soon as things come in the public domain, you just oversaturate things. And Cthulhu, I guess I've never been a huge Lovecraft person, but I'm trying to think of Cthulhu ones that I like that I can't. I mean, Mansions of Madness.
Yeah.
That one I do like. But the majority of the time, if I see a Cthulhu game, I will skip it. Now, there are times I want to go back and play it, like Cthulhu Wars. I'd like to play that because people say the reviews on that are really good. But most Cthulhu games, I'll move right past.
Yep.
Or if it's a normal game, then it has a Cthulhu expansion. I'm a completionist where I want everything for something. But if you throw a Cthulhu expansion in there, I'll skip it.
Yeah.
I'll skip it. Like
Yep.
Cthulhu Pandemic. I've got all the pandemics. I skip that one.
Yeah.
And there are several times that I will just skip the Cthulhu. I'm like, okay, so what are you going to do? Oh, you're going to do madness tokens. What? That's so unique. And it's like, I'm ready to move on from Cthulhu. And I'm mainly adding this in there because I didn't feel like we'd get enough hate mail. So I wanted to put that in there so that everybody would like, I hate Cthulhu, come on, I hate Eric Lang games. So that way we can just find out that
Our podcast is going to jump to number one on Google, not because of popularity, but because people just writing to complain.
I can see
Raw!
that. Neil Young will be like, hey, well, I'm not going to be on podcast anymore if you have mainly games on there. Cthulhu, wow. I mean, Neil Young actually, he knew Cthulhu when he was
did.
around. But,
I'm sure he did.
So anyway, you can. This is the best way to find out our listeners. By the way, just do something crazy like this and say, "Hey, email your complaints to
Yes.
show@mainlygames.com."
I was going to say, let us know if there are any games out there that you strongly dislike that we have ignored. Or if you totally disagree with that list. I guarantee you people would probably disagree with all my lists.
Yeah, I do.
I know, pick
But
me.
no, I mean, also let us know if some of these are like, hey, give it another chance.
Yeah.
If there's one of these that we've said, give it another chance. Or if you know some sort of house rule that fixes some
Like
games.
last Friday, please
Oh,
let us
man,
know.
You will be my
Please.
best friend until the day I
Yes.
die if you have something out there that will fix Last Friday for me.
Yeah.
Kind of like Abomination. Abomination was fixed.
Yep.
With that, Prometheus. So if somebody has like a Prometheus for Last Friday, let me know. But any of these, if you think give another chance or whatever, let us know. Or if there are games out there, popular or non-popular. Popular are fun because it makes people angry. But popular games that you don't care for or they don't click for you. I'd like to hear some of those.
Yeah, I would too. I'd be curious to know.
Yeah, to see what and maybe some of the games we've reviewed don't click for you too.
Yep.
To which don't ever come to our house. I'm just kidding. Actually, do come to our house and play Santorini with me. So,
Please.
all right.
He
so,
needs people.
Oh, wow. We have gone, in this therapy session, we have gone very long. We have gone over an hour. Oh, man. This was brutal.
It was fun, though.
All right. So again, hey guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast, and please comment on it. That's how people find out about us. Like our Facebook page, and also on Instagram, and email us. We'd love to hear from you guys at show@mainlygames.com, and our YouTube channel. Check that out. We also post our podcast on there. We have more videos and things. And if you are in the Lee County, Florida area, we'd love to see you on Saturday.
We're not that far away from Orlando, so come down on Saturday.
Yes. And we might be seeing you guys at Dice Tower Con this year in July. So we're going to look at that and all that. So, okay, well, that is it for today. We went much longer and much more sad than I anticipated going. But, all right, so that is our episode for today. Thank you guys for spending the last hour with us.
Yes, thank you.
And hope that's enough negative content to last us for a while.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Welcome to the kids version of Mainly Games. I'm Joey,
And I'm Juliet.
and we're going to talk a bit about Disney's Haunted Mansion. So, Juliet, Mommy reviewed Haunted Mansion on the podcast today.
Yes.
Yeah, so what do you think about it? Mommy liked it. What did you think?
I think I loved it.
You loved it?
Yeah, I loved it.
What was your favorite part of Haunted Mansion?
You get to see my favorite part, like when the three ghosts show up.
Oh, you mean the hitchhiking ghost?
Yeah.
Wow. So who did you play Haunted Mansion with?
I play Haunted Mansion with my mommy and Mima.
Mama. Okay, good. So,
But in the last couple of days, my dog kind of puked.
your dog puked. That's completely random. Perfect. Okay, so which one do you like better? Do you like Haunted Mansion or do you like the ghost fighting treasure hunters?
I think I like both.
You like both? Okay. All right, perfect. All right, so that's good. So would you recommend that most people out there play Haunted Mansion?
Yes.
Okay, good. Was it scary?
No. Well,
No.
it's scary.
So, but you collect ghosts,
Yeah,
right?
I collect like 1,000. I won.
You won?
Yeah.
You beat Mommy and Mima?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I collect so many ghosts.
Now, okay, so what is your favorite game? Do you think it's that one, or do you think it's Ice Cool, or Ghost Fighting Treasure Hunters, or Marvel United?
I think all of them.
All of them. That's very good. Okay, good. Now, you said your favorite dice. What are your favorite dice?
My favorite dice are the crystals.
So you like the clear dice?
Yeah, the crystals are like where where do we even get them?
I think we got them at Gen Con, didn't we?
You don't like the glow in the dark dice?
I do like them too.
Oh, that's right, because you found some glow-in-the-dark dice, right?
Yeah, when we turned off the light.
Is that how we found them? So we put all the dice into a bowl, turned the light on really bright, and then we turned off the lights, and that's how you found them all?
Yeah, I found them all.
And now you keep them all together?
Yeah, I keep them all together.
Oh, wow. You love your dice and your dice towers,
Yeah.
right?
Instead of a dog eating them.
Yeah, you don't want your dog eating your dice, because then
No.
the dog will poop out dice. Do you think it would hurt to poop out dice?
Yeah.
You don't want to try that, do you?
No.
That'll be rough. So we have a very strong recommendation for Haunted Mansion from Juliet. You loved it, right?
Yes.
And every kid out there should play it, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you guys heard it here first. I'm Juliet. I'm sorry. I about to say I'm Juliet. I'm Joey.
And I'm Juliet.
And thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.